Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. We're in my dressing room. We are where my, I'll show you, where my vanity is. Hey everyone! Just because I'm gonna do my current skincare routine and I'm really happy with where my skin is at the moment. My redness is a lot calmer. I was struggling with a lot of texture on the end of my nose recently. Within the last 3 weeks, that's really gone down. I've learned to practice a bit more patience with my skin recently as well. So I want to share the current products that I'm using, my favorites, and yeah, pretty much one of my more favorite skincare routines I've had for a long time. The annoying thing about being a skincare content creator is eventually I'm gonna have to switch these up and try new things, which I'm not looking forward to, but we'll see. I'm sure I'll find something else I love. So this is a morning routine, and this evening I will film my evening routine. So I have cleansed in the morning because last night I used CeraVe's healing ointment to slug my face. So I will always cleanse in the morning when I have that kind of stuff on my face using Dr. Idriss Soft Wash. Super gentle, doesn't strip your skin in any way. So really good if you've got a heavy, thick mask on that you just want to rinse away in the morning. So then I'm going to go in with my toner. I've been switching between 3, and that is Purito's Wonder Relief Centella Unscented Toner. I'm like halfway through of this one. I use this a lot when my skin is sensitive, when I just want to like be careful with it. The Manio Panthetone Essence Toner, again when my skin is really fucked. But I've been using the Beauty of Joseon Glow Replenishing Rice Milk a lot within the last 2 to 3 weeks on and off. So I'm going to be using this one this morning because I feel like my skin is in a good state. It just needs a bit of revive and a bit of brightness back in it. I was unsure of this one in the beginning because they said it kind of gives like a mattified finish, but I think what they mean by that is it just kind of takes away any excess sebum. You're not left completely matte and void of all hydration, and it's just very soothing, very hydrating. So it's got this dual layer formula, as you would have seen before I mixed it up. So you've got this moisture layer, which is like the rice extract, which is very good for brightening the skin, and then it was that powder layer on the bottom, which is like that sebum controlling layer, which really does give your skin that difference between a natural glowy dewy look versus a wet, shiny, greasy look that a lot of toners can give you. So I actually really enjoy that feature. At first I was like, I don't want my toner to leave me matte, but it actually does a really nice job. And it has like a redness calming aspect to it as well. I'm not sure how. That's just one of their claims. And then when I look on their website, I'm obsessed with people's before and afters at the moment. The redness has really gone down. And yeah, I would say I've noticed that too. So let's move on to the serums. One I've been using twice a day, daily, religiously, is this SUNGBOON Editor's Green Tomato Pore Lifting Ampoule. Here we go. I'm nearly done. I'm all the way down here, but I have stocked up on this. I also got the toner, which I don't use a lot because I feel like it's essentially the same thing. But yes, so this has green tomato, which is supposed to be an antioxidant. I don't know really about that claim. Daisy flower, I'm not sure, but it does have collagen, so you get a nice moisturizing effect from it. It has this anti-sebum P, which is something you see in a lot of K-beauty, which is essentially just like, again, absorbing excess sebum, but doesn't kind of like dry you out. And then PHAs as well, so very gently exfoliating, has this really like refreshing scent to it. I think that's the daisy flower. So I just kind of do like a pipette and a half of this. And this in particular, I have noticed more refined pores, nicer skin texture, and also just like, again, added hydration from that PHA. I have been looking for something that's a little bit more, a more gentler daily exfoliant. I still use Glow Recipes BHA, but because I'm trying this, I've ditched it for now. I don't feel like I could use both this and the Glow Recipe product and give this one a fair trial. So I have been looking for something that's a bit more of like a, I would say heavy dutier daily exfoliant that my skin can actually handle. So having something like this with PHA in has actually been really amazing. And I feel like this is, along with this, which I use in my evening routine, which you'll see later, has really helped with that skin texture, especially on my nose. So yeah, my favorite, as I mentioned, I've got 3 smaller ones of these and I have 1 giant one of this because I love it. I just can't see myself not using this in my routine. Okay, so next up in the mornings, my mornings is more about prepping my skin, and then the evening is more about correcting anything throughout the day. So I have been like forcing myself to use a vitamin C serum. And I know I always say this, there are so many vitamin C serums I actually love, but I always feel myself wanting to use a different serum in place of a vitamin C serum because I kind of want in the mornings to use a really nicely hydrating, like quenching serum to kind of give this plumpness to my skin throughout the day and a more hydrated look throughout the day. And I feel like a lot of vitamin C serums don't really focus on that, but Educated Mess's The Golden Hour, which has a gold stabilized vitamin C, is, let me show you. The texture is one I've not really come across in a vitamin C serum. It's like gloopy and hydrating and clear. I know it sounds really weird. And I recently went on, it wasn't really a PR trip because it was just me and my brother to Educated Mess's offices, I guess, and like lab in Texas, which was really, really cool. It was amazing. And the great thing about knowing the brand founder, Alex, who was also cosmetic chemist, because we're friends, you get to ask the stupid questions that you're maybe too embarrassed to ask about formulations and products and why a product is the way it is, but you get to learn so much. So in here we have the gold stabilized vitamin C, which is the first ascorbic acid complex to deliver vitamin C in a 100% stable, 100% active form. Then white butterfly ginger, which is provides support against factors that accelerate aging like UV, blue light, and internal stress. And a fermented pomegranate enzyme, which is a very, very gentle exfoliation. So gentle you don't even feel it. You can use it alongside other exfoliants. And then they have marine bioferment, which they say was found to boost components of skin's natural moisturizing factor to help with water retention, reduce water loss, improve hydration, and provide the skin with a hydrated, supple, dewy glow. And that's what it is for me. It's that glow that I like to get from other products and other serums that I would usually use in place of the vitamin C. That this is doing for me. It's ticking all the boxes. And there's glycerin as well, so it just feels like nice and like hydrating and dewy and plumping, which in particular at the moment I'm really looking for my skincare routine. So it's a vitamin C serum that I've really been enjoying using and I don't feel like a chore to use. And I started using this after finishing my Dermatica one, which I really, really like. I finished that up nicely. It felt really, really nice as well. But I would say that this has to be my favorite over that one purely because of the texture and the aftermathy dewy glow that it gives my skin. Bearing in mind I got a load of lights around me, so this is a bit exaggerated. Okay, so in the morning it's been between 2 moisturizers depending on what I'm doing. So today is a filming day. I'm going to be on camera a lot, so I want this bouncy hydrated dewy glow to my skin. So I'm going to be using the BONG² bounce cream by Then I Met You, but if I'm just at home, my everyday moisturizer is the Bloom Cream by Beekman 1802. Just an amazing daily moisturizer I've talked about to death. I might use that tonight, actually, we'll see. So I'm gonna have to read off the ingredients because I have never heard of Hallabong before. They say it's a fruit known for its rich vitamin C content, grown exclusively on Jeju Island, nourishing fatty acids like squalane and ceramides. I'm like getting through it really well. Then we have sea buckthorn, which is in their cleansing balm, which I also love. Again, rich in fatty acids and omega-6 to help moisturize the skin. Ceramides, we have ceramides in here, and honey as well. Look at this, let me zoom in. Which is obviously a natural moisturized thing. It's antibacterial as well. If you have breakouts, honey is a nice one to look out for. But yeah, this just gives my skin like a nice dewy slip. At first you're like, oh, this isn't gonna rub in. Like it feels like it's almost leaving like a layer over the skin. But the more you gently rub into the skin, the more your skin just kind of drinks it up and takes in all that hydration. I do my neck as well. I apply everything on my neck, but I usually cut it out because it's not nice to look at, because it's like an upshot of me doing this, so I always cut it out. As far as my beard goes as well, people always ask, I always get toner down into there and serum down into there because it's really patchy, and then just moisturize into it as well. That being said, I do have to use 2 different types of sun cream for my face. And the 2 I'll be loving at the moment is Purito's Wonder Relief Centella Daily Sun Lotion. I had a sponsorship with them recently-ish, but because I love it, I use it every day. This is not sponsored or part of the deal. And my new favorite, the Tulip Dew Sunscreen Serum from BloomEffects. So this is why I use 2. For my beard, because it is patchy enough for the sun to get to, I use something super watery like this one that I can just kind of like feed through. I'll go back on my beard, back on my facial hair, massage that in, and then later, once I've done everything, I'll brush my beard, just to kind of like tame it a bit and make up for any messiness that I've caused here. But this is why I usually skip showing this, because it's not like nice to look at, you know. Let's do that all here as well. I'll just focus on like the patchier areas. And again, if I'm just like lounging around, if I'm just, you know, the only time I'm going outside is to walk the dogs, this is the one I'll use. If I'm going out in public and I want, or filming, and I want a bit of like a tint to my skin, like my skin but better looking, I will use a tinted serum, sunscreen. Ooh. So the BloomEffects one, I actually got gifted to me whilst I was in Texas. It was left there for me. And I wore this every day. It looks a little bit shiny and greasy under all these lights, but it's not. It was for me a lifesaver when it came to the Texas heat, the humidity. I was able to reapply without getting greasy throughout the day. I mean, usually I wouldn't be reapplying a tinted sunscreen in that kind of weather, but I kind of wanted to put this to the test and kind of just see how it worked. And it does such an amazing job, and it just rubs in so easily. I'm quite lucky in the sense that this tint is pretty much my skin tone, again, so you're not going to see much kind of like white cast, but again, just spend a little bit of time rubbing this in. And for right now, this looks really dewy, like really greasy. Let me just turn off these lights. Maybe this will help. There we go. That's a bit more of like a realistic of what, I still got like vanity mirror lights on, but that's a bit more of a realistic view of how dewy and glowy it is. It's very natural. Ooh, but obviously if you shine lights on your face, that light is going to bounce off it. And then I will do my ears and my neck and everything with this, which I'm not going to do on camera because, like, again, it's like all up nose shots of me. But yeah, I'll use something a lot more fluidy on my ears, back of the neck, and then I'll just use like something like a stick to reapply throughout the day around those kind of areas. Okay, so now I will skip to my evening routine. Okay, so evening routine. I always have to wash my hands. I never mention this. Ignore the rubbish behind me. Diptyque, it's just one I don't really care what hand wash I use, to be honest with you. If it's just a nice smelling one. You can buy refills for the really nice glass packaging. I am doing a voiceover now, by the way, because my dogs are in bed. Always get my hair out of the way with these little Velcro patches. They just stop any hair product going onto my face. And then I'm using Skin Rocks, the cream cleanser. I actually use this as a double cleanse most of the time, but I use this to take off if I'm wearing any sunscreen, all that kind of stuff, because it is just so gentle. And it is a cleanser I'll take with me to like a hotel, traveling, again with the same as Dr. Idriss soft wash, because it's just like a one and done cleanser. Well, a 2 and done cleanser, perfect for both steps of the double cleanse routine, but this one just feels extra nice. Oh, and people always ask me about these headphones. They are the Bose open ear headphones, and I always forget I have them in, which is why you sometimes see them in videos, because they're so comfortable that you feel like you're not wearing headphones. I've actually nearly showered with them in. I've gone out in public with them in without even realizing. But yeah, that's what they are. So if you see them, ignore them. Then I'll be using BRINGGREEN's Artemisia Cera line. This is like a mix of Artemisia and Ceramides. The cleanser in particular, although very foamy, is not stripping whatsoever. The foam it creates is really creamy as well. I just find this to be very good for my oily skin days. The day I recorded this actually turned out to be one of the hottest days of the year, and I was suffering a fair bit, and my T-zone gets very greasy and oily on days like that. So I find that this is a really good deep cleanser without being stripping and deep cleansing like the 90s. And then, of course, I just rinse that away. I am using these disposable face towels that I was gifted. When did I get gifted these? When I filmed Glow Up, I think it was. Why am I struggling so much with that hairline? They're fine. I don't really see the point in them when you could just use a towel and swap them out regularly, or buy 7 washcloths and use them instead. Okay, and then I move into my dressing room where my vanity is to do the rest of my routine. So I would usually exfoliate. I'm currently using the very few last drops of my Skin Rocks exfoliants, which are amazing if you have easily sensitized skin and rosacea. They feel so gentle. They don't feel like chemical exfoliants at all. But tonight is a Reedle Shot night. I'm using the 300 tonight. I've been loving Reedle Shot. Obviously, I just had a sponsorship with them where I did like a whole beauty box kind of thing. This is outside of that sponsorship. I've just been using this religiously. Please excuse the dog hair on my t-shirt as well. It's just my life. Use only a small amount of this, as much as you would do like a normal serum, and very gently massage in. The 300 is a little bit pricklier, it's a little bit spicier, but you get very used to the feeling of it very quickly. and just very gently massage that in. If you cannot handle this Reedle Shot, oh, I didn't explain what these are. It's micro needling essentially in a serum form. So it uses these tiny Cica Reedles, which are like little needles, to help product penetrate the skin better, but you must avoid sensitive areas of the skin, like under your eyes and under the nostrils there. So yeah, you always do this on dry, cleansed skin as your first step. It's almost like a skin booster. And the Cica Reedles are coated in Cica, so they're soothing. Patch test your products, however, especially this one. I've seen some horror stories about people who had a reaction to this and then couldn't do much about it because those Cica Reedles were in their skin. But these Cica Reedles will shed with the natural shedding of your skin. If you are struggling with the prickliness of the product, gently pat it in instead of rubbing, and it feels a lot easier, a lot gentler, a lot less intrusive, I guess you could say. So then I always follow up with a soothing toner. This is the one I discussed earlier, the Purito, what is it? Pure Soul Calming Toner or something? I'll write it here. Again, just to soothe my skin. My evening routine is always about correcting and soothing from whatever happened in the day. This is just, again, soothing. It's Centella, madecassoside, all that kind of stuff, and very, very nicely hydrating in this slightly thicker than water kind of texture. One of my go-to toners now, it's Purito. They've never done me wrong. And then, as I mentioned, twice a day, I do use the SUNGBOON Editor Green Tomato Pore Lifting Ampoule. Yeah, I'm on my second bottle as of recording this voiceover, which is like a week after recording this actual video. I just love it. I love it. I recently bought the cleanser from the same line as well, just to see if it helps with my pores as well. This is it. I was on my last use. And then this is an unexpected one. This is Anua's Rice 7 Ceramide Serum. They sent this to me in PR with a cleanser and a toner, which I've not really touched the toner just yet. But this is this really nice, thick, gloopy, hydrating ceramide serum. And when I think of ceramides, I always think of really thick, heavy serums, even serums and creams. But this is so lightweight, almost like a hyaluronic acid feeling type hydrating serum. And as you can see, it really, really does just hydrate the skin. The glow you're seeing now is exaggerated, but if you're not a fan of glowy, dewy skin, you may not be a fan of this because it really does leave you glowing and feeling hydrated too. Moisturizer wise, I'm using the Prequel of this Beekman RX moisturizer, which I'll talk about another time. And also the BRINGGREEN Artemisia Cera Calming Moisture Repair Cream is a really, really nice one. Tonight, because I'm using the Cica 300 and just want to calm my skin a little bit. It doesn't feel irritated, but I always like to care for my skin after using a product like that. I'm going to be using the Prequel moisturizer. This has colloidal oatmeal extract, I believe. It's just really soothing. It's got ceramide, allantoin, and adenosine, so it's really soothing. It's really good for really dry, chapped skin. But yeah, if I don't have my Astura moisturizer, this is the moisturizer that I use in place of. So I'm no longer in like a rush to restock on the Astura all the time. Then we come to lips. This is the Alternative Stereo, I believe it is, Lip Potion Steaming Milk. This is almost like a toner for the lips. It kind of like conditions them and hydrates them. So then you can go into a lip mask, which they don't often hydrate the lips, which is why I now like to do a toner stage. I'm slugging tonight, so I'm going to use the Advanced Repair Ointment from CeraVe. So I will just kind of put this everywhere on my skin, depending on how my skin feels at the time. Usually this is just like on my drier areas or under the eyes, but I'm also going to put this over the lips as well, seeing as I've prepped my lips for a night mask. Good old Vaseline will do too. But the CeraVe ointment was on sale, so I thought I'd just buy it. Why not? You really do need such a thin layer of this stuff. I think people go like ham on this stuff and they just end up going to bed sticky and looking wet. And then I brush my eyebrows up. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this. But yeah, and that is my skin at the moment. I'm in a happy place of it. As of recording this though, I did use a mask that completely destroyed my skin, so I'm back to repair mode. This is Wasabi. I just want to show you I'm now obsessed with her. She's a Line of Friends character and she just looks pissed off all the time, and that's why I love her. What am I doing? I'm saying one. Why am I saying 1 minute? What am I looking at? What's wrong with me? I'm thinking... No, that's it. Okay, there we go. So that is my evening routine. I hope you enjoyed this video. All products will be linked in the description box down below, and I'll see you next time.